I've got a camera voice and I'm going to try and get rid of it in the next 4 weeks, hopefully with your help. I was editing a video last week as part of my introverted sales sort of channel. I've already thought of 10 topics to cover, right? And last week I was speaking about something that I wasn't 100% confident in. It's not something that I've done a whole lot of. And when editing, I noticed that I sounded really off. I sounded uncomfortable. I sounded a little bit tense at points. And I thought, I can either put this out, just content. And then I thought, no, maybe let's focus on improving this, right? Well, why do I sound tense? Is it because of the subject matter? Is it something that is just me in front of a camera? What is the base problem here? And I noticed that I have a bit of a camera voice. I put on a little bit more of a corporate, polished tone when I'm sitting in front of a camera. Maybe because this is, part of my business, part of the coaching that I'm trying to do. Maybe because that's how I am at work. But it got me thinking, what can I do to improve this sort of polished corporate sound? And I decided that if I want to do this, I have to do it properly, right? So I know that I've read the books. I've read the sales books. I've read the finance books, the self-help books, so many audiobooks, God, maybe hundreds of audiobooks that I've gone through. Nothing has really given me the toolkit that I think I could implement to remove this from my mindset, right? The thing that's helped me the most actually is a podcast that was between Stephen Bartlett and Vinh Giang in The Diary of a CEO. They were talking about communication. That's what Vin is a specialist in, and they were going through different exercises, loads of really cool strategies. And one thing really stood out, and it's one of the only things I've done that one of the guests from the podcast has asked because it intrigued me so much, but it was a 60-second dialogue, recording yourself speaking for 60 minutes and reviewing it. And I was like, oh, I record videos now weekly. This won't be hard. The first test was auditory. So you turn the volume up, you turn your phone over so you can't see yourself, and you listen to, what you sound like. What are the filler words? I say a lot. I've got different sort of awkward pauses and things. I've got obviously a confident voice, and then I've got a fairly unsure voice as well. I have that nervous laughter as well when I am transitioning from one thing to another. So there were lots of notes that I took down, loads of notes. And then you turn the phone over and you turn the volume down, you mute yourself, and you just watch, right? What are the things that you do? I use my hands a lot. I'm a big hand gesture talker. I fidget a little bit. I might move from side to side, or I try and move a little bit in different sort of segments. So not as many notes, but I did take down a few notes. I look off to the sides as well, which I probably shouldn't do as well. So a few things that I took down there is things that I need to improve. And then the last one, the third thing, was to put it all together, right? And I was thinking, I won't really have many notes for this one. I've already listened to myself. I've already looked at myself. What could be different when you put it together? And it was probably the best test of the three. I noticed that in certain areas, my volume, my tone, my body language all change. And it's dependent on what I'm talking about, how comfortable I am talking about that, and whether or not I have sort of certainty in what I'm saying. When I'm speaking about those things that I'm super passionate about and certain in and have experience in, I'm super relaxed. I speak a little bit slower, calmer, lower volume, and my body language is fairly minimal. When I'm talking about things that I don't know much about, all of a sudden there are big complex words that start getting used. There is big gestures, higher volume, different tone, a little bit more of a tense feeling. And that was a light bulb moment for me. You know, if I'm speaking about things, I need to make sure that I'm confident and comfortable in speaking about it first. There's no point putting things out there for the sake of it and, not putting my best foot forward. So that's something that I'm going to be a lot more mindful of, speaking about things that I'm comfortable and confident in. And this is something that I'd love accountability on. You know, if I'm speaking about things and I sound a bit unnatural, let me know. If there are any tips that you have, if you're someone who puts yourself out there, records content, and have mastered this skill, I'd love to hear from you. If there's any books, audiobooks, videos that I should be watching to improve this for myself, please leave them in the comments. And look, if you'd like to join me on this 4-week journey, I'd love to have you. And if you struggle with the same sort of thing, please follow along. I'll share as much as I can. I won't gatekeep anything. And I look forward to chatting with you again soon.